meteorology segment. Let's get to it. Here at the Smash News Network, we're interested in showing you facts. And here is the NASA GOES lightning mapper. For the past approximately 6 hours, there's where lightning has been striking. And before we show you the real-time lightning map, we did cover this last year when it was happening, the Godzilla record-shattering 2020 transatlantic dust storm. Now, Saharan dust storms are the reason why the Caribbean is such a fertile place, because the Sahara Desert fertilizes the soil in the Caribbean. Last year was a great example of it happening. And changes to the Earth also often have multiple different effects that are unrelated. So whether it's changes to solar radiation, or whether it's changes to the carbon dioxide content greening the planet, or whether it's a bunch of dust blowing all the way from Africa to North America across the Atlantic Ocean, these changes are significant. And so here's an article about it in phys.org's Earth section. We found a non-charticle, and we decided to show you that real quick before we show the real-time lightning map. So here's a real-time lightning map courtesy of lightningmaps.org. Quite a bit of lightning here in southern Mexico, as well as we just saw some strikes coming in here in the Texas stovepipe. So in between Lubbock and Amarillo, near Plainview, there is thunder rolling in, folks. And if you're in either of those places, go look toward the cloud tops, maybe take some time-lapse photography, and use your camera, because you may see things going on above the thunderheads that you were not expecting. Things like red sprites and purple diamonds and green horseshoes and green elves and all kinds of other weird stuff emitting UV radiation above the cloud tops, which people weren't even very much aware of until the past few decades. Red sprites and pink elves and pink jellyfish and all kinds of weird stuff going on above thunderheads. So if you're a few dozen kilometers away from one of these strong thunderstorms, go out and take some time-lapse photography of it. You may be quite amazed. Perhaps you'll become a famous photographer as a result. Next, we'll take a look at the jet streams. Here are the jet streams of the eastern world. A little bit less chaotic in the northern hemisphere than yesterday, but we see some areas of tripled up jet stream in the southern hemisphere. Let's take a look at the surface winds. There are those. Strong winds continue to persist in the southern Indian Ocean. We've been watching it for a solid week or two. And let's rotate the planet here to look at surface winds of the west. There are surface winds of the western world. And here are the jet streams which have been providing all the chaotic weather in the U.S. You can see this extreme bend over here, where the jet stream is actually going a bit to the southwest and then making a 180-degree turn and moving to the northeast. And that's pulling some frigid air from Canada way down south, all the way down to places like Amarillo and Lubbock, Texas, causing massive pressure gradients. Also an extreme bend here over the North Atlantic, creating some warm weather for the UK. Continuing on, here is windy.com. We're going to show you pressure maps. This is atmospheric pressure at the current state. This time we'll switch to the GFS forecast. Here's the GFS forecast for pressure tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. That's 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The GFS forecast for pressure. Next, the U.S. Doppler radar map. And you can see that strong band of thunderstorms there moving southeast across northern Texas. Also some heavy rains here stretching from Louisiana up to southwestern Pennsylvania. Precipitation also striking central Minnesota. And here's a view of the cloud layer. It's too dark to see it. We use the NASA GOES interactive weather satellites shortwave radiation map at 3.9 nanometers. Clouds emit radiation, and this satellite interpolates that radiation and guesses where the clouds are. Here's the water vapor map. And that should give you some insight into the movement of these systems. And we'll go back to the Doppler radar. There's the cloud layer. And here's the water vapor. And that's today's meteorology segment. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to check the other videos on our playlists, youtube.com/smashamash/playlists. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. smAsho, and we'll see you next time.